Argentina 0, and 6 players, as John was saying, have now been sent off in a World Cup final. Enzo Fernandez, 3 of them have been Argentinian. But let's get it right. It should also have been, just like Italia 90 with Monzon and Dizzotti, Paredes should have walked as well. They should be down to 9. Anyway, Spain in this first period of extra time in their red shirts with the navy trim. Navy shorts are playing from left to right, out towards Williams on the far side, and they've got to hang on for another 30 minutes of Argentina. They've got to try and take it to penalties. It's hard to see how they can break this Spanish domination to create a chance as they just sit in with just 9 outfield players. This is Kubasi. Out then to Lamine Yamal. Infield to Porro. 30 yards out from goal. Back to Lamine Yamal. Ferran Torres wants it back. Yamal, right corner of the area. Porro, Torres. It was hard, drilled into his feet, and allows Tagliafico, who's run into Porro. And then I think he might have caught Porro in the face, but Porro's gone down.
Knows exactly what he's doing there. Tagliafico is taking the pressure off his side. Sees an opportunity, he's got nobody in front of him. He runs straight into Pedro Porro, who in turn makes the most of the challenge. The Argentinian defender is very clever.
Before today, 8 finals in the World Cup had gone to extra time. Only 3 have been decided by penalties. 94 was the first in the United States, 2006, and then in Qatar in 2022. But they are going to bide their time. They're going to try and kill the game as Emi Martinez hits it long towards Alvarez and over his head, and it goes straight out for a goal kick.
And how long did he take to take that free kick? Argentina, they're playing for penalties, trying to run down the clock. They've got to get up the pitch. Messi's not going to stretch that Spanish backline. You know, leaving him on could be too big of a risk for Lionel Scaloni, as daft as it sounds.
Rodri looks for Ferran Torres, he finds him. Ferran Torres just about keeps the ball in play, puts it back to Lamine Yamal on the stretch, couldn't fully control the ball. Tagliafico lifts it over the head towards Alvarez. He tries to pop it back to Tagliafico. They end up losing the ball. This is Pedri coming forward. Williams with a header. Great save by Emi Martinez. One-handed, moving away towards his right. Fine reflex save, 0-0.
It was a really good save from the goalkeeper, because I'm not so sure that Williams in the middle actually got a header on it. I don't know whether he's missed that, because if he's going to head it, he's got to head it the other way. We'll wait and see the replay. It's Pedri doing really good work down this right-hand side with his left foot, cuts inside, and Williams completely misses the ball. And it's an even better save from Martinez, because he's got to react from when he's missed it. That was an opportunity. Williams should have won it there and then.
Yeah, brilliant goalkeeping. He just gambles really on Williams not getting a touch, and he gambles right.
Lionel Scaloni says, he talks about their unique mentality. He says, we know how to suffer. Well, down to 10 in this heat, they are going to suffer. However, they also have course and distance when it comes to extra time, because this is the 10th occasion now in their last 18 knockout ties that they've gone to extra time.
Yeah, the referee telling Martinez to get on with it. It's taken ages once again. They are brilliant at housery, aren't they, Argentina?
Well, the past masters in the dark arts, 4 minutes played, 0-0. First period of extra time live on 5 Live. And Spain, just as they did in their previous World Cup final, have gone to extra time. That was when they beat the Netherlands by 1-0 16 years ago. As Rodri tries to clip it out, Marino tries to win it back. Simeone's into a central area, heads it forward, flicked away up towards Messi. It's just going to keep coming back.
It's attack versus defence. It's that old saying all the time, isn't it? But it's just flashed up on the screen again. The attempts have just updated. Spain have had 16 attempts. Argentina, not 1.
Williams strokes the ball inside. Pedri to the backdrop of Argentinian voices, trying to keep their side going to the very, very end. This has been in contrast to the thrilling final that we witnessed in Qatar 4 years ago. However, it has been compelling because of what we've had to witness as Williams comes inside. Argentina just will not yield. They will not buckle as Simeone gives chase. Their resilience, you have to admire.
They're playing with two banks of four and then Messi wherever he wants to go. He's so isolated that the space between him and the midfield, the midfield sat on top of the defence, the defensive line drops back, the midfielder goes with them. At the moment, Messi's probably 50 yards detached from his teammates.
Yeah, Messi doesn't want to go very far.
Porro, low ball into the box, Ferran Torres, might go to Marino, tries to swivel, comes to Williams! Williams scores! But the referee has blown his whistle, and the celebrations are cut short. The goal has been disallowed by Slavko Vincic, and it remains Spain 0, Argentina 0.
Well, it was Marino who's involved, and the referee, in fairness to him, blew early with it, but there's a ball into the box and slightness of touches, and Marino, I don't think there's a foul on Otamendi, I really don't. He then takes a touch and swings for the ball. I don't see a lot in that.
The only thing is, though, Chris, the referee, as you say, blew his whistle very early. This would surely go down as a referee's call, and that would take Bastian Danker, the German official, the VAR. He would have to be very, very strong now as a VAR to say that is a clear and obvious error.
Well, I think it is a clear and obvious error if it's a foul on Otamendi. I don't think Marino throws his arm or does anything too bad with the initial contact. He then spins and takes a swing at the ball, and Martinez comes and tries to collect it. We were just seeing the initial cross in. Marino and Otamendi. Does he stand on his foot? I don't think he does. That's accidental. So I doubt they're going to overturn this looking at that. But I tell you, that's harsh.
He's accidentally stood on his foot. That's been extremely harsh. I mean, it's a very, very good spot from the referee if that's what he's given it for, rather than the way that the Argentinian defender's gone down to ground. But he has actually, VAR won't intervene because he stood on his foot as he'd gone through the action. But now Martinez has been very clever as well. He wasn't touched at all in the lead up to the goal, but he's just sitting down on the floor receiving treatment.
He'll be down for another 8 minutes.
How many instances have Argentina had favourable decisions during this World Cup?
They haven't had one go against them. They've not had one VAR go against them. Obviously, you may say the red card wasn't overturned there if the VAR was to intervene. But all the VAR decisions that they've had this World Cup, not one's gone against them.
I hope Emi Martinez is all right.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Emi Martinez is back to his feet. Now Argentina have got one more opportunity to make one change. Spain have got a chance to bring on 2 more players, and they're going to do exactly that now. So Zubamendi has come on for Rodri. It's actually his first appearance at these finals, and likewise for Eric Garcia, who was an unused substitute throughout the World Cup in 2022. He too is yet to appear so far in these World Cup finals, but they've come on, and it is Laporte and Rodri who have gone off. Garcia, who's extremely versatile, he can play either as a right back, centre back, or indeed in the centre of midfield as a holding midfielder. Formerly of Manchester City, he is on, and Zubamendi is replacing Rodri as Williams picks it up. But sliding challenge comes in. Marino helps win it back for Spain. 9 minutes of this first period of extra time, and it still remains 0-0 here on 5 Live, the World Service, and available on the BBC Sounds app, or you could be watching and listening through the TV, through the iPlayer or the website to the BBC TV pictures. Ball, chip forward, looking towards Marino, volleyed away on that occasion by Otamendi. Kubasi tries to hold off Messi. Messi's pulled him back, and he goes for an ambitious chip from long range, but the referee's whistle had already blown 0-0.
Argentina are playing with 2 men down because Messi's given them nothing. There's that lone centre forward. I think Scaloni has made a mistake. We know Messi can have his moments of magic, but Argentina, they have to try and have a bit of relief, a bit of respite.
Lamine Yamal inside to Porro. Pedri less than 30 yards out from goal, finds Cucurella. Williams, left corner of the area. Back inside it comes. Ball is passed square. This now is with Pedri. They pass the ball to Porro. Lamine Yamal is also hovering. Porro delivers the cross. Williams waits in the far post. Molina was tucked in to head the ball away the right back. Spain now knocking on the door, forcing Argentina back. This is Garcia. Infield to Pedri. Pedri passes the ball to Zubamendi. Kubasi joins the attack from defence. Lamine Yamal right-hand side. With the exception of Messi, everybody's behind the ball for Argentina. Pedri leaves it. Lamine Yamal goes for a curling effort. Well off target. Paul Robinson.
So disappointing for Lamine Yamal. Once again, end product there. I mean, they're so deep, Argentina. It's actually amazing to watch from up here on high. The two lines of defence almost merge into one. And Spain are just constantly attack after attack, wave after wave. They've got to do something different, Spain. They've got to either move it quicker, go into different areas, try and get in behind. Because at the moment, Argentina, they're doing what they do best. Breaking the game up, making it hard and running the clock down.
You think to when England were trying to hang on against Argentina, balls were just coming in the box all the time as Argentina are going to make their final change. And it is going to be Marcos Senesi, whose only appearance at this World Cup was a start against Jordan, played obviously at Bournemouth last year. He has left now, a free signing for Tottenham, and only called into this squad as a replacement for the injured Leonardo Balerdi. But do Spain need to try and vary it, Chris, and put some more balls into the box when you think you've got Marino in there?
Well, they're just trying to probe on. They move the ball quickly and just find a little space for that final ball. They're not just throwing balls in, they're trying to wait for that optimum moment. Just got to keep moving the ball quickly.
Julian Alvarez was the player who was sacrificed for Senesi. Spain with Williams. Crosses. Marino hits it wide.
How has he missed that? Marino, who has been magnificent for Spain, the scorer of late goals for them at this World Cup, drifts in. It's a brilliant ball from Nico Williams, shifts the ball onto his right foot. And Marino gets across his mark. He's 6 yards out and he glances the header wide of Emi Martinez's left-hand post. They can't keep missing opportunities like that.
The Argentinian players may be shattered. They may be drained as they try to contain and hold Spain out and force them to penalties, but their supporters are certainly not drained. They've got as much energy as they did at the first whistle, trying to keep the players to try and be that extra man from the stands.
Well, Senesi's gone in there as another defender. They're a back five now, three in midfield. Spain keep moving the ball quickly from side to side, and no one up front when they're out of possession because Messi does nothing.
Spain are camped in the Argentinian half. This is Williams' left-hand side. Molina, though, will not move as he tries to go in front. Williams cuts inside. Excellent block from Paredes. Then they're trying to get it up towards Messi and they succeed. And Messi flicks it on the inside of Kubasi. He looks for Simeone. Simeone waits. Well done, referee. He waits for Cucurella. Cucurella leans into it and he falls over. Now they hit the ball long. Back out towards Lamine Yamal. And then there's a bit of argy-bargy with Tagliafico and Lamine Yamal, because that was off the field of play, and Tagliafico prevented Lamine Yamal from trying to get back onto the pitch. It is getting very, very feisty.
Didn't help that was right in front of the Argentinian bench either, because we know how animated their substitutes can be. And immediately all of them straight out off the bench into the referee. But again, it's just slowing the game down, it's breaking the game up.
Tagliafico challenge on Lamine Yamal. It's a joke, but they fight for the cause, don't they, Argentina? They keep going, they keep scrapping, keep being aggressive, keep being these disruptors. I think the Scaloni's in the fourth official's ear. They won't give up.
Some may say it's anti-football. It's the darkest of dark arts, but they are fighting, and the Argentinian supporters do not care a jot if it means that they become the back-to-back winners of a World Cup for just the third time. The last team to do it was Brazil, 58 and 62. We're into 3 minutes of additional time in this first period of extra time. Spain 0, Argentina 0.
You see, that's where the time wasting works, because we've certainly had more than 3 minute stoppages. They've taken more than 3 minutes over goal kicks, injuries, whatever they've done to try and slow the game down. There's definitely been more than 3.
Spain coming forward. This is Torres. Challenge comes in from behind. Referee says there's no foul. Lino Scaloni, incidentally, has also been booked. This is the guy who Diego Maradona, when he was appointed, said he couldn't direct traffic. I'll tell you what, he's not done a bad job. 2 Copa Americas, a finalist of a World Cup, and he's got his side fighting for the cause right to the bitter end. Epitomised by Simeone. Up towards Messi. Messi down to the ground, picks himself up, turns, plays the ball now out towards this near side. That's Medina, the central defender, is coming forward, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, listen to the noise now. Every challenge, every block. Argentina have got in the Spanish half, and the Argentinian supporters are going wild.
They are playing with so much pride. They are leaving everything out there on the pitch. Is that Talifico who's just gone to the floor saying that Ferran Torres?
As well. They know exactly what they're doing, and the referee needs to get a grip of this, because they're doing it all the time. They take the time with a throw-in, then Tagliafico goes to ground, which the referee then has to go over and tell him to get up, waste more time.
Definitely noise inside the net line, generated by the Argentinian support. And the players as well are also acting as cheerleaders.
Well, they want to throw it, Ian. Just imagine if they score.
They're trying to pen Spain in, deep inside their own half. They've hardly looked away towards our left as Porro tosses that ball forward, flipped on by the head of Ferran Torres. Paredes, lucky still to be on the field. Taliafico clears. The referee. Wherever you look, if you're Argentinian and you're wearing the sky blue and the white striped shirt, you are just throwing your arms in the air, you're standing up, and you are singing as loud as you possibly can. They've been the best supporters at this World Cup. They've generated a proper football atmosphere wherever they've gone. They've travelled in their thousands, and they're not just sitting there nervously thinking, can they hang on when they're sliding down to 10? They're backing them to the hill, what proper football fans are about. And that's the first period of extra time here on 5 Live. And they still refuse to buckle. Spain 0, Argentina 0.
0 as we head into the final 15 minutes of football of this World Cup 2026. At the end of that, if it's still 0-0, we will, of course, go to penalties in this one. It just feels, Paul Robinson, that suddenly, maybe for the first time, that there's a glimmer for Argentina in this game. It feels as though those tactics that frustrated England, that annoyed England, that got under their skin, are doing the same thing to Spain in the heat here in New Jersey.
It's exactly what they've wanted to get to. This is the stage of the game that they've wanted to get to. I mean, they've destroyed, they've done nothing, offered nothing going forward. And when you look at the stats again, there's 19 attempts from Spain and 0 for Argentina. And to get to this point and to still be in the game, we know how resilient we are. We know how horrible they are to play against. But they're experienced. There's so many of them that have been there and done it before. 17 of this squad have won the World Cup in Qatar in 2022. You know, you don't do that without gaining experience of how to play tournament football. And they're just such a difficult team to break down. The pride and passion that they have in defending and the togetherness that they have is showing. But Spain are by far the better side. It's exactly how we described it before the game, how we thought it would play out, but probably to an even bigger extent the way that Spain are dominating.
Chris, it has been so tight, this final. I know Spain have had more chances, I know they've had more shots on target, but it hasn't really felt as though they were going to make the breakthrough. It hasn't felt as though they've really put their foot down. Well, can they do it in this final 15 minutes?
Well, they had the big chance with the Marino header, who he has to bury there, 6 yards out. Yeah, the goal gave him just Martinez to beat, get it on target, you score. He didn't, and you wonder with that, you wonder with the disallowed goal for Spain, where I mean Marino did stand on Otamendi's foot, he did, but I mean it was accidental, it was soft. Williams popped it in, and yeah, they'll feel hard done by. But when things like that happen, and Argentina, I mean, they haven't played any football in this game. They are just defending the box, defending valiantly. They are brave, they're organised, they're getting the blocks in, but they haven't been a good watch. There's only one team played football this afternoon, and that's Spain. But can Argentina hang on? This would be some win if they could somehow get over the line, whether it's in extra time or by penalties. It looks like they want penalties, of course. But can Spain just take one of their opportunities?
15 minutes to go with Paul Robinson and Chris Sutton. John Murray.
Second period, second half of extra time begins. Spain 0, Argentina 0. 15 minutes, and then it would be penalties. And Argentina had to be given the hurry up there. Tagliafico, who I think might have a problem, because he's playing as the left-sided of the three central defenders, and Medina's playing as the left wing-back, and he was receiving treatment, Tagliafico, there, right until the very last moment. And Spain on the attack, playing from right to left as we look. Ball played back, in comes a high cross towards the back post. Williams heads in, here's the chance! And it's in! Spain score! Ferran Torres drives it with his left foot into the roof of the Argentina net in the first minute of the second half of extra time. Finally the goal has come for Spain, and the 10 men of Argentina look absolutely shattered by that. That could be enough. Spain with their noses in front. Spain 1, Argentina 0.
Well, you can't say it wasn't coming, because it absolutely was. And it's just whether they could be clinical, Spain. And there's a cross into the box from Pedro Porro, far post. Nico Williams heads the ball down, and Ferran Torres, the sub, just has to compose himself. And he does do, sweeps the ball into the roof of the net, left-footed. It's a cool finish. And you have to say, Spain have played the football, Spain have deserved it, Paul.
It's a thoroughly deserved goal. And you say it has been coming, it's been coming for a long, long time. It's a lovely ball into the box at the far post, and he does really well at the far post to head it back across Williams. And actually it is a very good finish when you get to watch it here. He keeps his calm, he knows that Emi Martinez is coming back across his goal. He knows the goalkeeper's going to dive low, tucks it in with his left foot, puts it up and over the goalkeeper into the roof of the net. Hence wild celebrations over to our left into the middle of that stand. Spain deserved leaders, 1 up.
Just arrived onto it, dropped to him perfectly as it was headed back. Williams did well, actually. And Ferran Torres, with a touch of the Tardellis, the way that he ran away celebrating that goal. And then kicked the corner flag. And Spain, with the man advantage, now have the goal advantage. And Argentina doing everything they could to try and take this as far as they could, quite possibly to penalties. Well, now they're facing an enormous task.
Yeah, is that Tagliafico, the injured Tagliafico, throwing himself to the floor? He wins a free kick for Argentina.
Free kick, set piece chance that they will, well, they'll send the blue and white stripes forward now. But Spain now have their eyes on a second World Cup title. Here's the free kick, which is driven high towards the edge of the Spanish penalty area and then flicked on. It might have well come off the Spanish head, actually, which took it back into the penalty area, but Unai Simon was able to come and claim it. Came off the head of the substitute Zubamendi.
I think for Spain's point of view now, it's about keep doing what you've been doing. They don't need to sit off and be as submissive with the 11 men as we saw England do against Argentina and allowed them back into the game by being so defensive. For Spain, they're so on top. They've got to keep playing in the way that they have.
This is 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. Paul Robinson and Chris Sutton sitting with me. Chris, you were absolutely right. You called it very early on, the suggestion that Argentina could actually win this World Cup without having an attempt on target. But now that's all changed. They've got to score.
Yeah, they have, and they've got to press Spain, and as Paul quite rightly said, Spain are brave on the ball. They'll back themselves to beat the Argentinian press. Although there's an errant pass from Pedri.
Yeah, but it's played forward by Molina that bounces back into the Argentine half, and then Otamendi clatters it into the backside of the goal scorer Ferran Torres. And it's fair to say Ferran Torres looks still fired up after scoring what could be the World Cup final winning goal, urging the Spanish supporters in the crowd to make as much noise as they can. Here's Messi though on the right hand side. Messi halfway inside the Spanish half, turning against Cucurella, and then giving it back towards the halfway line to Paredes. And then Messi, well, is this beyond even him? Messi's pass towards the edge of the area, that's cleared away. And then an important tackle comes in on Messi. Messi then makes a run into the box, but it's blocked away by Marino towards the halfway line. 10 minutes to go. Spain are 10 minutes away. Argentina in possession, and suddenly they have come to life. Give them credit. After hanging on, now it's obvious what they've got to do as the ball is played from centre field, but beyond Messi and through to Unai Simon.
And braver on the ball, of course they have to be. They have to risk, they have to gamble. But you're an Argentinian fan within the stadium or watching back in Argentina, you think, well, why haven't we been able to show more intent throughout the 90, 120 minutes to the finally played?
As Cucurella is fouled, there's another yellow card being produced here, and Cucurella getting to his feet. And I'm not sure who was shown that yellow card to. Who was it, Paul?
McAllister with a late challenge, yeah. It was a pointless challenge from McAllister as well. Comes flying in from a long way away. I mean, they were having a decent spell there, Argentina. Give the ball back to Spain.
Simeone was booked at some stage as well. It's said, and then there's a foul by Tagliafico.
He loves it, doesn't he? We thought he was injured. He just steamed 50 yards out to Pedro Porro, the right back, then ran back and clattered Marino, didn't he?
That could easily have been a yellow card. Tagliafico, who should have been yellow carded when he dragged back Lamine Yamal, virtually wrestled him. That could have been a yellow card. I think he's got away with that one as well.
I think we're up to 5 yellow cards for Tagliafico.
And do you remember when there was a player who was off the field? That was Christian Romero, I think, who was shown a yellow card. He'd already been substituted, but still, they're even getting yellow cards when they've left the pitch.
There's 7 yellows and a red, and they've all gone to Argentina.
I think that tells its own story. Spain 1, Argentina 0. Spain are closing in with every second that ticks by, and their supporters up in the stands to our left. They are now buoyant. The Argentina fans, though, they've not given up despite this. Williams, who played a part in the goal, scored in the Euro final 2 years ago, and now he's made that crucial contribution when he leapt and headed the ball back to Ferran Torres, who scored his 25th goal for Spain, but his first at this World Cup, and here he is now with his left hand bandaged. A little bit like Gary Lineker all those years ago. Ferran Torres plays it forward for Williams. Williams with a flick, but the offside flag is up against Nico Williams, and it's a free kick to Argentina. They have less than 8 minutes to play. Remember how they've won their last 4 finals. Emi Martinez, who's going to take this, has been involved in all of them. The last 2 Copa America tournaments, the last World Cup, that finalissima. But Spain, this superb team, and that's what Spain are. It looks as though they might have just too much for them as the ball is played forward for Ferran Torres, who's all-on-one and makes it 2-0 until the offside flag goes up. Lamine Yamal played him through. I did think he did look as though he'd strayed offside, but he was through one-on-one. Good finish.
It's close. It's really close, but I had the same feeling, I think Paul did as well, that it just into an offside position, tucked it in nicely, but doesn't count.
Yeah, ruled out quickly. Semi-automated offside does its job. Spain 1, Argentina 0. We are almost entering the final stages. We'll stay on air. It's going to be lengthy, incidentally, as Williams challenging on Paredes, and Miguel Marino got involved in that as well. I think, you know, the Spanish players will feel as well that Paredes is very fortunate still to be on the field. Should have received a second yellow card Free kick for Argentina. Paredes is going to take this, and it's left to him. Argentina. Spain hold their line on the edge of their own box, and the ball is fired in by Paredes, but headed away by Ferran Torres, who's become a central figure since he's come onto the field. Well, you can't get too much more central than scoring the winning goal in the World Cup final, I suppose. Paredes then playing it across. Argentina are leaving the men up, leading them forward. They're taking a risk here. It's entirely possible Spain could break forward and score a second goal. Here's Messi in his third World Cup final. The 39-year-old skips away, and then Messi's ball into the penalty area is headed down and behind to comparative safety by Eric Garcia, but it is a corner for Argentina.
Yes, those are the areas, aren't they? Sorry, where Messi pops up when he did against England.
Messi's taking it short. He's giving it to Paredes. Messi gets it back. Here is the delivery in, and it lands on the roof of the net. Unai Simon, you'll have been in that position, Paul. The ball's swirling in. Is it going to land on the top of the net? Yes, it does.
Knowing that you're beaten, and you can tell by the goalkeeper's reaction, because he absolutely clatters into that back post. He wants to make doubly sure.
The sun in New Jersey is shining on Spain. And they're just showing the offside call on Ferran Torres on the big screens here, hence the gasps, because there wasn't a lot in it. And we have less than 5 minutes to go. That Ferran Torres goal, it seems, will rule out the necessity for penalty kicks at the end of a World Cup final in North America for a second time. Williams is away down the right. Oh, he's beaten Molina. Oh, and he's got it all wrong. What on earth was he doing? Torres was standing in the middle, and Torres looks at him because Williams I think he just completely lost his train of thought as much as anything else.
I don't know what Paul thinks. I think he's doing a bit of showboating.
I think he's trying to be too clever.
He does brilliantly initially to cut inside and drive into the box, and then he just has to feed it to Ferran Torres.
That would have been 2-0. But Argentina survived, just passed it straight through for a goal kick. Here's the ball to the edge of the area. It might actually reach Simeone out here. It does, he did well. Slade kept it in, plays it back to Messi. He keeps it up and shoots, and the ball ricochets all the way across the penalty area. It's hit the defender. It was Marino, actually, who's the Spanish player. It might have hit him in the head. That was bang on target from Messi, who set it up brilliantly, hit it with his left foot, but straight into Marino.
He's done nothing all game, Messi, and that has absolutely smacked Marino full on right in the face. I mean, there's no way that the Spanish midfielder here is trying to kill time. But that's what Messi does. He's been so quiet all game. Simeone keeps the ball alive down on this near touchline when it looked for all the world the ball was going out. Passes the ball into Messi. He's 20 yards from goal on the half volley, and he strikes it so well. You've got to give Marino a lot of credit because he's, 5 or 6 yards from the ball, and he just allows it to hit him full in the face. It's a great block.
In truth, I don't know whether he had any choice there. Messi's left foot, he thunders that into his face, doesn't he? Marino goes down. It's good to see him stand up again, but yeah, that's a sore one. That's one in the eye for Marino.
But that's those type of moments that we've seen so often with Messi in this World Cup, and that's the times that he needs. He just pops up in those pockets, and if that was on target, we don't know where that was going. It was an excellent block.
Well, they're going to have to go through the full process, because I think it caught him smack square on the forehead, and he went straight down. So he's had to undergo all of the various checks, and we now have 2 minutes of extra time to play.
That's a corner right for Argentina, and Marino off the field, who's a sizable player, isn't he?
Paredes is going across to take it, and yes, he has been taken back towards the halfway line. Paredes. The referee's got the ball in his hand.
I think he's going to have a drop ball. I think it was the Argentina players who put the ball on the corner quadrant in more hope than expectation.
So he blew the whistle before the ball had actually gone out of play, so it is not resuming with a corner. So there we are, there's the uncontested drop ball, and that was contested though by Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, who could be a World Cup winner at the age of 19. Kubasi as well. Two of them, the two 19-year-olds in this Spanish team. Back to Emi Martinez, long and forward from him. It's headed infield. Argentina here. Messi playing it through the middle, but Kubasi on the edge of the box puts his foot through that and clears it towards the halfway line, and then there's a foul by Williams.
I mean, that's ridiculous, because all he allows Williams as he barges into the back of an Argentinian defender is for them to get the centre-backs forward and load another ball into the box.
He sent Messi sprawling there, the now Bournemouth defender, and Messi tried to steal probably 10 yards there with the free kick. Referee Vincic was onto that, sent Messi back over towards closer to the touchline, and we are now in the 120th minute of this World Cup final. Messi playing the ball. Simeone's ball across. Oh, it's deflected narrowly wide. Oh, the chance, it was Messi. There were defenders in there as well. And I think it came off one of the defenders. Messi's so close. If he got a touch there, surely that would have been in the net.
There's a Marino who gets up and celebrates like he scored a goal. Sensational defending. I thought it was in. The cross was on point, but mentioned Spain's defending in this World Cup. That was outstanding from Marino.
It was. Still, Spain have conceded only one goal in the entirety of this World Cup. They're almost at the end of their 8th and final match. Corner. Messi takes it into the 6-yard box, stretching Simon, still in the 6-yard area, and it bounces wide. Medina was in there, the final touch might have been Cucurella, and it's another corner.
It's absolute bedlam inside that 6-yard box. Nearly everyone to a man is in there, and that's where the ball's going.
Messi again takes it short. No, the referee says he's going to bring it back. 5 minutes of added time. So they've got time. And now it's Argentina, who somehow, after this Herculean effort, having had Enzo Fernandez sent off in added time at the end of normal time, Messi with the corner, 1-0 Spain lead. Messi's low delivery in the near post is flicked on. Here's the chance! Oh, it's over the bar! Right-footed shot over the top on the stretch. Chance for Simeone. Simeone near the penalty spot, sent it over the bar, past a crowd of players in front of him.
Well, Lionel Scaloni must have been thinking, just give me one more half chance, and then that was it. Corner wasn't the best corner from Messi. Tagliafico helped it on, and Simeone all alone, 10 yards out, the ball bounces, is sitting there, and he gets under it, right-footed, over the bar. That was a golden opportunity.
They'll do well to get a better chance than that to equalise. Argentina and Spain are just carrying the ball away downfield. Well, credit to the 10 men for that period of possession. They really tested Spain there, and Spain were fortunate to survive that and keep that clean sheet intact. Emi Martinez, forward from him again. They've left 3 players forward, and this time Otamendi has gone down as he was challenging for the aerial ball with Pedro Porro. Otamendi went down, rolled over and over, ball out of play, throw-in taken. Otamendi gets up, carries on. Messi now just right of the centre circle, finds the pass. McAllister, middle of the Spanish half. We're in the 3rd minute of the 5 of added time, and Argentina are giving this a go here. And then the referee spots a foul on the edge of the box. And Spain, that is some relief. Pedri fouled, and it's a free kick to Spain on the edge of the wrong box.
Defended very well, Spain. It's the half opportunity that they give away there to Simeone. I wonder if Argentina are actually going to get any more chances in this game. Spain haven't kept on doing what they do. They do still have an attacking threat, but they have been slightly defensive. And as you say, you've got to give Argentina credit, because they look absolutely out on their feet. Yet they've had one giant Herculean effort to try and get that all-elusive goal.
Spain 1, Argentina 0 in the 2026 FIFA World Cup final here in New Jersey. Spain have just over a minute to hold out, a minute to win it. Argentina clear into the centre circle, and then there's another foul. I'm not sure what the foul count now is in this match. He must be entering record territory.
It's another needless foul, isn't it? And Otamendi playing as that makeshift centre forward.
Messi, it's this free kick long, but Unai Simon comes calmly forward to the edge of the box, catches it, and then goes down, as they used to say, in instalments. He has to get himself back on his feet though, the referee already indicating, which he does, launches this downfield. It's cleared back forward, but back to Spain. The ball's played out to Williams here on the left-hand side. Torres waiting in the middle. All of the Spanish substitutes and the coaches and Luis de la Fuente are waiting there on the side of the pitch. They're waiting to celebrate. The European champions in Berlin 2 years ago. They've done this before, of course. Spain, European champions in 2008 and then World Cup winners in 2010. And they're on the verge of doing it again. Quite the achievement. Ferran Torres challenged on the left wing. The ball runs away from Cucurella. That might have been a foul, it was. Argentina are going to have a last free kick, a last chance, and they send everyone forward. Emi Martinez comes forward, the Aston Villa goalkeeper gets the ball down, he's going to launch it long. Last chance, Chris.
Yeah, this is it for Argentina. Even Messi's moving forward on that right-hand side, but they need to get a knockdown onto that second ball. Can they create something?
Support to our right is incredible. The Argentina fans with their shirts being twirled in the air, hoping for one last chance. It will not come. And Spain have won the World Cup in New Jersey. 1-0 winners after extra time. They've beaten the holders, Argentina, who could not take that final step. And Spain, oh, they are such worthy winners. Spanish players running hither and thither. And there's also been a little bit of nonsense. I've seen a punch being thrown down there. There's some bad temper in the centre field, near the centre circle. But in all other areas, Spanish celebration, certainly in the stands. And Luis de la Fuente, what an achievement by him. European champions under the unheralded Luis de la Fuente 2 years ago. Now he's the coach of the World Cup winners. I think it is all calming down now, Chris.
Yeah, it is. Paredes who threw punches at Eric Garcia at the end of the game. I think he was unhappy with Garcia's reaction, but yeah, it's all settled down now. And let's get it right. The best team won. The best team of the tournament won. The slickest, the silkiest, the stingiest. Spain, absolutely phenomenal, and they thoroughly deserve it.
Not to be for Lionel Messi this time, not to be for Argentina. And that sending off of Enzo Fernandez, obviously a pivotal moment in the game, Paul.
Yeah, key moment in the game, but they've been absolutely outplayed the whole game. And that bad sportsmanship there at the end, as you said, there was a couple of punches thrown there. I don't like it when it happens to them at the end of the game, but I think from Spain's point of view, I mean, to win a World Cup by conceding only one goal, that tells you a lot about the team, and it tells you a lot about the quality. And I think they're a team of an age that are going to grow. They'll grow together. They're an experienced team now at winning tournaments. And every time that I've seen them this tournament, they've been impressive. And none more so than today. You can say they do maybe lack ever so slight cutting edge, but it didn't matter today because they were by far and away the better side.
Yes, you're right, Paul. They've got a little bit of a nerve, haven't they, to react like that, bearing in mind how they reacted and how Barco, the substitute, ran around taunting the England players after the goal that was scored in Atlanta. But Spain can celebrate, Argentina commiserate with one another. And after extra time, Spain winning with that goal right at the start of the second period of extra time from Ferran Torres. Spain 1, Argentina 0 in the World Cup final. Kelly Cates.
And your commentary team here at the MetLife Stadium, John Murray and Ian Dennis, Chris Sutton and Paul Robinson, and we're also joined by Guillaume Balaguer. Guillaume, you talked about how much the World Cup meant to you in 2010 when Spain won it. What does this one mean to you?
Right now, I love being here, but I'd love to have a space machine and jump and go to my mom's. That's my sister's there and her partner, and I know that she's going to be jumping up and down. It's not much more than a win. It's a sporting win. But to win this way, to win in the way that we started producing 30 years ago,